He wasn't just a footballer, he was family. Diogo Jota's barber shares heartfelt tribute after tragic death of Liverpool star and brother Andre Silva. There are days when football stops. Days when results, transfers, and rivalries fade into the background. Days when the rhythm of life skips a beat, and all that remains is grief, silence, and memories. Today is one of those days. In the early hours of Thursday morning, a devastating accident in Spain's Zamora region sent shockwaves across the footballing world. Diogo Jota, Liverpool's beloved number 20, and his brother Andre Silva both lost their lives in a tragic car crash while en route to Benavente. Jota was just 28 years old, a husband, a father, a friend, a son, and to many more than just AFOOTBALLER. This morning, as the sun rises over Porto, Portugal, the place of Jota's birth, and now tragically, his final resting place, hearts from Liverpool to Lisbon beat heavy with sorrow. The funeral of Diogo and Andre will be held today. A moment that has united rival fans, clubs, and entire communities in collective mourning. Flowers line the gates of Anfield, tributes pour in from all corners of the footballing world. But, in Crosby, Merseyside, at a quiet, humble barbershop, the grief is deeply personal. Because, for Jordan Roberts and the staff of barbers, Jota was never just a client. He was a brother, he was family, and today, they are heartbroken. "Can't stop thinking about last week," Jordan wrote in a moving post on Instagram. "Cutting your hair, preparing you and the boys for the wedding. Laughing, joking. You weren't just someone who came in for a trim. You were someone we shared life with." Barbers Number 1, the iconic local chain that grew from a single shop in St Helens into a trusted brand across Merseyside, has long been a quiet part of Liverpool's beating heart. A place where players come not just for style, but for peace, for routine, for connection. From Firmino's smiles to Trent's banter, the chairs at Barbers Number 1 have held generations of stars. But none, perhaps, like Diogo Jota, reserved yet. Kind, focused, but always warm. He brought a quiet magic with him, the kind that made the whole room glow without trying. And now, his absence feels impossible to comprehend. A community SHKTTR from the moment the news broke, Anfield stood still. Outside the gates, scarves, shirts, and handwritten notes formed a growing tribute. Supporters, young and old, left behind jerseys adorned with Jota's name. Others simply stood in silence, unable to express the depth of what had been lost. Inside homes and hearts across Merseyside, the shock was palpable. But for those who knew Diogo, not just as a footballer, but as a man, the pain cut deeper. "Watched our kids grow up together," Jordan shared. "You and Root were always kind, always real. I still can't believe you're gone, mate. I'll never forget the trust you gave us. The conversations, the laughs, the moments we'll now hold on to forever." For Jordan and his team, memories flood back like waves. Jota walking in with his usual smile, bringing signed shirts not because he had to, but because he wanted to. Taking photos with young barbers just starting out, offering advice, sharing jokes, talking about Portugal, family, life beyond football. In May, just weeks before the tragedy, Diogo visited for a trim ahead of what would now be his final season at Liverpool. He was calm, happy, beaming with pride about his growing family and his recent wedding to longtime partner Ruth Cardoso. No one could have known what was coming, and now, that chair, the one he always chose, sits empty. A symbol of a presence that can never be replaced. "Rest easy, brother." The post from Barbers Number 1 read like a message to the heavens. A day of deep sorrow for us all as we hear the devastating news about our friend Diogo and his brother Andre. This heartbreaking news has left everyone in shock and disbelief. They added, "He was more than a footballer, he was a friend to many here. Our thoughts, love, and prayers are with his family. He will be missed beyond words." Across their 15 branches, from St Helens to Liverpool city centre, each chair now feels a little quieter. Each haircut, each memory shared among clients and barbers, carries the weight of absence. And yet, in mourning, there's also something beautiful: unity. Jota's story has become a mirror reflecting the deep relationships that exist beyond stadium lights, the connections between players and their communities, the friendships built not in boardrooms, but in barbershops, coffee corners, and casual conversations. The human behind the hero for Liverpool fans, Diogo Jota, was a dream on the pitch, a relentless forward, clinical in front of goal, and always ready to give everything for the shirt. But for those at Barber's number 1, he was something even more powerful. Real. No ego, no entourage. Just a man who loved his family, respected his community, and never forgot where he came from. He'd show up alone, say hello to everyone, smile at the apprentices learning their craft, tip generously, ask how everyone was doing, and mean it. He remembered birthdays. He'd ask about your kids. He once brought in pastéis de nata from a trip back to Portugal, just to share a taste of home. This wasn't for cameras. This was Jota, the man. And now, as his family prepares to say their final goodbye, those small gestures loom large in the hearts he touched. A place of memory, a place of Jordan Roberts, who managed the Magle branch, recalled being invited to Portugal, visiting Jota's homeland, sharing meals, exchanging stories. He remembers receiving signed shirts, not as collectibles, but as tokens of friendship. And now, he's left with silence. Your death has left a void, Diogo. I'll never forget what you brought into our lives. The calm, the warmth, the humanity. Rest easy, brother. The shop plans to create a permanent tribute, a framed photo of Jota on the wall, accompanied by a quote that reads, "He walked in with quiet dignity and left a lasting legacy." Already, regular clients have begun leaving flowers at the door. Some arrive without a word, just a nod of acknowledgement. Others stay for a trim, only to find themselves sharing memories in silence. The barbershop has become a sanctuary, not just for haircuts, but for healing. The legacy of a quiet legend at Anfield, a special memorial, is being discussed in the days to come. Inside Liverpool's training ground, a wall already bears his image, smiling, triumphant, forever part of the club's soul. But perhaps the truest tribute lies in places like Barber's number 1, where everyday people remember a man who never forgot who he was. A footballer, yes, a father, always, but also a friend, a neighbor, a role model, a man who made time for others, who treated everyone with kindness, no matter who they were, and that legacy, that's eternal. In the end. Love Remi and Asas, Liverpool prepares to bid its final farewell to Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. Grief echoes through every street, every stadium seat, every corner of this city that loved him. But in that grief, love lingers. The love of a community who saw more than just goals, who saw the heart behind the hero. The love of a barbershop that gained not just a client, but a brother. The love of a world that, even in the face of tragedy, chooses to remember and honor the man behind the magic. Rest easy, Diogo. Your chair may be empty, but your presence lives on, in every snip of the scissors, in every smile exchanged, in every soul you touched. Gone, but never forgotten.